Dunkin. In the 75 years since their founding, Dunkin was never quite able to master their old namesake item of donuts. So they dropped it from the name entirely and said, "F it, we're a coffee place now." A New England chain that Bostonians will swear is better if you have it in Massachusetts, Dunkin has set its sights on competing with the likes of Starbucks more so than Krispy Kreme. And that shift in focus has proven successful, as the moniker "America Runs on Dunkin" is a cornerstone of their marketing, driving home the idea that their coffee is the fuel we need to start our day. Sure, they still serve donuts, but in the ever-evolving fast food landscape that has swung sharply towards offering healthy alternatives, the sweet treats have become the millhouse of the Dunkin' empire, disrespected, disregarded, and often disappointing. If you remember Dunkin' more fondly from your childhood, that might be for a reason, as a couple of decades ago, they abandoned their commitment to preparing the donuts fresh in-house. This week on the show, I'll dunk my Munchkins of knowledge into your steaming hot coffee of curiosity so that you too may become an expert on all things Dunkin'. Then we'll turn our focus to the people of Yelp to see what they're saying about the Dunkin' that we went to. Stay tuned. This is the Fine Dining Podcast.
Your table is ready. Take a seat. The flavor of the day is mediocrity. Wouldn't you like to try a bite? Guarantee it'll be the perfect bite. Fine dining. Better than you thought, worse than you hoped. Fine dining. We don't treat mediocre as a joke. Ranking every single place we've been, compared to the perfect 5 out of 10.
I had no idea that they did that. I still thought it was a donut shop.
Like a fresh, yeah, I mean...
I legit thought I'm learning this for the first time.
I've told people like, yeah, I'm doing an episode on Dunkin', and they're like, wait, you get the food at Dunkin'? And I was like it was Dunkin' Donuts for the longest time, and I still associate them that way, but I guess most people don't.
Yeah, wow. I also... Yeah, I didn't know that they didn't make their donuts fresh in-house. Where are they importing donuts from?
They did for the longest time, and we will get to that.
Oh, we will get there.
We will get
God.
to that.
I didn't know I was going to learn something today.
You're going to learn so much. Hello, and welcome to the Fine Dining Podcast, the quest to compare all restaurants to Chili's. I am your host, Michael Ornelas, and this is the show where I dive deep into the history of our favorite chain restaurants 1 week before seeing how they stack up against Chili's the next. Why Chili's? Because 100 restaurants worth of research deemed them to be the most mediocre restaurant in America, making them the perfect measuring stick of chain restaurant quality. This week on the show, we will be learning about the rise of Dunkin' Donuts, now just Dunkin', one of the biggest coffee brands in the country, and a chain creeping up on 10,000 locations domestically. Joining me today is an amazingly talented writer, actress, musical improviser, and role player whose work can be seen on Dropout's Dimension 20, Critical Role, and as the Dungeon Master of Sagas of Sundry Goblin Mode on Geek and Sundry's YouTube channel. It's Amy Vorpahl.
Yay! Hello.
Yay.
Hi.
How's it going? Thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing this with me.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
I feel like it was actually forever ago that we went to Dunkin' because we have a very special thing planned for the next part of this episode, part 2, and it's taken a while for me to prep. So.
Oh, yes. I like that you're blaming yourself for that and not scheduling.
I absolutely blame myself.
Okay, great. Yeah, it has been a minute. But nonetheless, a memorable experience. So.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of history with Dunkin' yourself? Did you grow up eating Dunkin'?
No. I think my biggest how I even know it is mostly from Burbank Airport.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a Dunkin' at Burbank Airport, but I did always. Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at the box that you have over here now. It just says Dunkin'. I would have sworn, maybe this is like a Berenstain Bears thing, but I would have sworn, or Berenstain, whatever the hell.
I don't know if the pronunciation changes, but yeah, I always thought it was Berenstain, like Stein.
Yeah.
And just because it's spelled with an A, I refuse to say it differently.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what's happening here because I thought it was Dunkin' Donuts.
You're not wrong. It was Dunkin' Donuts for a very long time.
But it isn't now. Where did we go? Did we go to Dunkin' Donuts or did we go to Dunkin'?
It's weird. It's weird because their
Isn't there one
sign.
answer? There has to be one answer.
Their sign says Dunkin' Donuts, but as a brand, they are called Dunkin'.
No.
The one we went to, I picked that one specifically because it still had the donuts intact in the name.
But it no
on the
longer
sign.
is.
It is no longer
That's a
Dunkin'
gaslighting
Donuts.
building.
It's a gaslighting building.
Oh my God. My
Yeah.
world is shaken. I hate it. Yeah, I'm going to need a minute. No.
We can take a moment of silence.
No, it's good.
My personal history with Dunkin' was, I remember when I lived in Illinois when I was somewhere between 2nd and 4th grade. That's when I was there for this. But my mom's dad would always take me to the Dunkin' that was like right outside of our neighborhood. And it was kind of like hey, don't tell your parents I'm getting you a sweet treat. And he would take me and I'd go get the apple fritter.
Oh, we had a conversation about an apple fritter.
And so I'll review the apple fritter next week, but there is an element about it that I'm very nostalgic for that no other apple fritters
I remember
do.
this.
And you were like, not for me.
Yeah.
But
because it's filling.
Yes, the consistency of the filling is very different. But
it's compote.
But I associate it with my grandfather. So it's like it scratches a nostalgic itch that no other apple fritter can scratch.
It's compote. And I taught you that word at Dunkin' Donuts. Compote.
Yes.
It's a horrible mouth sound, but compote is
compote.
Just it's the gel-like, fruity-like substance. You have blueberry compote, strawberry compote. I guess you could have any kind of compote, but it's more gelatiny.
The more we're saying compote is
I will
like
never stop
with
saying
me.
it. But your apple fritter that you enjoy and have nostalgia for has apple compote in it. Cinnamon apple compote.
And I like it. I do,
Yeah.
but again, for nostalgic reasons. I think almost every other apple fritter I have is better, but
understood.
But this one, like, there is something about it that I still enjoy because of that memory.
Understood.
So, anyways, that is my history with Dunkin', your history with Dunkin'. Do you want to hear the history of Dunkin'?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to jump into this week's Eat Deets.
Eatery details.
In 1948, Bill Rosenberg opened the first Dunkin' shop in Quincy, Massachusetts under its original name, Open Kettle. 2 years later, he renamed it Dunkin' Donuts, focusing on coffee and donuts, a combo that quickly became popular in the New England area.
Oh my God. It started with coffee.
Yeah.
And then it turned to donuts.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Kettle, I guess, would have
turned to coffee.
It's a self-realizing, self-fulfilling prophecy. Is that yeah.
The wheel is ever turning.
Yeah.
And one day it will go back to donuts. And on that day, the earth will open up.
just Cthulhu emerges from the sea.
Yeah, the real donut hole will show its face on our material plane.
So the name Dunkin' Donuts came from a signature donut that Open Kettle started selling with a literal handle on it so that patrons could have a grip while they dunk their donuts in coffee.
But the handle's covered in sugar too. Like that would the donut itself is innately a handle.
Right.
Like it's shaped like a circle, which is how a mug handle is shaped.
Yes. This doesn't like help the dirty hands thing. I think it's just like you don't want to risk dropping the donut in the coffee.
On what planet would it be easier to hold a smaller surface area?
Right.
This is flawed. This is a flawed premise.
Because it's going to be bottom heavy and getting heavier as it soaks in coffee.
Thank you. Someone said it.
So the physics of it don't work, but it is a fascinating idea, and the idea that they named their entire brand after.
And this is in the 40s that they wanted a handle on
1948
a donut?
to 1950.
Were other donuts doing this?
Not that I could find.
But their donut, they were like, our donut has they're not selling it as like extra dough. Like, hey, you get a little bit of extra dough. They're selling it as if you get a handle. Oh my God.
Which is so silly to me.
It's already finger food. It's like innately a handle.
Yeah.
Like it's like putting a handle on a chicken wing.
It's like
finger food.
I was literally about to pull up a chicken wing or a chicken finger. I was like,
or a fry.
That old question. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a chicken finger a handle?
A handle is just meant to help you hold it better, but you're already meant to hold it.
It's not a challenge to hold a donut.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, they solved a problem that didn't even exist. And you got to hand it to them.
And they sold us on the idea that it was a society.
Okay, Mama would have been awoken back then. And I don't think she would have. Who needs a handle?
The concept lasted all the way until 2003. The handle.
No, it didn't.
It did.
I was alive.
It wasn't at every Dunkin'.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But
this makes me want to die.
That's the second time you have said that about something Dunkin' related, and I'll bring it up in part 2.
Oh my God. I don't remember the first one.
The handle was eventually retired because of the way standard to-go coffee cups weren't wide enough to accommodate full donut dunks. You can, however, still get the handle Dunkin' Donut in Singapore.
Oh my gosh. I used to live near Singapore.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
I did not know
there's
that.
no way you would have known that. I used to live in Malaysia.
Oh, cool.
In Kuala Lumpur.
And did you go to many a Dunkin' over there?
We did not. We lived in you're talking some rural ass shit. This was in 80. It was in the 80s, 88, maybe 88 to 92.
Oh, wow.
So, but no, I did not go to Dunkin' in Singapore, but good for them.
Yeah.
They keep that handle going. God help them. God bless them over there in Singapore and their handles.
In 1955, Rosenberg started franchising Dunkin' Donuts, and it caught on fast. By 1963, Dunkin' had over 100 locations, and as franchising became the backbone of their expansion, they hit their 1,000th location in 1979, 2,000th in 1990, and 3,000th just 2 years later in 1992.
Okay.
A huge rate of acceleration once the early 90s
The
got
Dunkin'
here.
boom is what they call it.
Yeah, that is what economists know it as.
Yes,
yeah.
the big Dunkin' boom in 2 years.
Dunkin' revolutionized the donut world in 1972 with the creation of Munchkins, bite-sized donut holes that became an instant hit after Edna Demery, a store manager at a Dunkin' Donuts in Hartford, Connecticut, noticed that the leftover donut holes were being wasted and came up with the idea of frying them and selling them.
They're my favorite. They're my favorite. Now, okay, I will eat donut holes all day long.
Yeah.
They're the best. I prefer not the cake version, but I'll eat the cake version. Here's the question. Did this lady in Hartford create donut holes?
From what I was finding, I was like, who created donut holes? And it showed me who created the hole in the donut. From what I found, she was the first one to start not using it as waste. Because I guess originally donuts were being made without that hole and the middles weren't cooking all the way through.
Oh.
And so they came up with the idea of the hole so that the donut would cook evenly and it'd be thinner around the edges. But they were discarding that stuff.
It was a baking problem. It was just a baking problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Or frying problem. It was frying, obviously. But okay. So then she was like, wait, this isn't garbage. And now, it's my favorite thing.
Plopped them in the fryer and Dunkin' invented that. Yeah.
I love Munchkins. I don't, there are only a few only one I can think of that I don't want to eat. But yeah, Munchkins, if that was it, then
I always got excited for the little lunchbox shaped cardboard that you would get back then. And
well, they started that with Habit. Do they still do that? Like that shape of
container?
It
feels
so
like a quintessentially 90s thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That shape, like the Happy Meal box.
Maybe that's why I like the Munchkins, because you get I think
they feel like
Chick-fil-A,
a prize.
Yeah. It feels like you're being taken care of. It feels nurturing.
Yeah. Here you go. Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. I've got everything I need for the day. Just take my little packet.
Pure sugar.
To the
my
mines.
nutrients.
Yeah, I can take a rest. This
to the mines.
To the mines when I go to the mines.
Your hard hat and your Munchkins.
Yeah.
They were initially unsuccessfully marketed as donut holes, but were changed to reference The Wizard of Oz to appeal to younger consumers.
What?
Which is hilarious because at that point, the movie was 32 years old or 33 years old.
Well, that movie slaps forever. It's never going to...
But the idea of younger consumers...
But maybe they were still watching it, you know? You don't know what they were watching. Maybe that was on repeat. It's so...
Sure, there were way fewer movies. There were way fewer channels, all of that. But it would be like today, what's 32 years old? It would be like today trying to appeal to younger consumers by making Forrest Gump references. That's the age gap between...
Well, but okay, counter argument. Forrest Gump wasn't a child's thing in the first place.
I saw it when I was 4, 5.
Well, that's a mistake. There's a naked lady playing a guitar on stage.
Yeah.
And you see her butt.
Yeah.
So...
What's crazy is I always imagined that I saw her boobs in that movie.
I don't
and
think
then
you see her boobs.
You don't. But on subsequent rewatches, I was like, wait, what was I thinking? And I realized that my young mind internalized it when she, like, the camera isn't showing it, but she does show her front side to Forrest. And he's like dizzy looking at it.
Oh.
And like my child brain was like, I saw boobs. And I was like, no, I saw a guy see boobs.
You saw a guy see boobs. You were more voyeur than you thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so Munchkins.
Named after Wizard of Oz.
All right. And then they just never changed it after the Wizard of Oz. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, good for them.
As of 2021, the Munchkins are produced separately and aren't even actually the leftover holes from the donuts.
What? So they're still throwing shit away?
I hate that.
Are they really? Though
yeah.
Are they for real? Do you know that, or are they needing it back?
I know that Munchkins are. I don't know if.
Okay.
I don't know if there is waste still, but I do know that Munchkins are now created.
Don't they? Okay. So here's what I think is happening. Don't they have like holders that, like, the cooking trays literally are shaped like a donut now?
Oh, you're right.
So they're not punched out.
You're right.
Yeah. If that's true.
That would make sense. Yeah. I don't.
So there's no extra dough anymore. So there's no trash.
It's still, the idea of it is sad to me.
Yeah. It was because it was born of resourcefulness.
Yeah.
And now it's just capitalism.
Well, it felt like a Megazord, like it fits perfectly, and then now it doesn't. It's
yeah.
I want to get the donut and then take the corresponding hole and put it in and be like, I am complete.
No, but the holes, you're right. The Munchkins are like now not perfectly, but spherical. Like they're just little spheres.
Yeah.
Which is fun in its own right. But I like the idea of eating someone else's trash.
You said it here.
Yeah.
In the 1980s, Dunkin introduced Fred the Baker, the tired but dedicated employee who uttered the famous line, "Time to make the donuts."
Wait, what? That's a mascot?
Ooh, this guy's going to be a big part.
He's disgruntled?
I have the ads for you, and we are allowed to play them and talk over them because they are in the public domain.
Oh my gosh. Why is he disgruntled? They're like, we have a shit-ass employee, and we don't treat him well either. Anyway, that's our mascot.
These are the most 80s commercials you can imagine.
Okay.
Time to make the donuts.
Oh no.
The donuts.
It isn't easy owning a Dunkin' Donuts.
Time to make the donuts.
Because unlike most supermarkets, we make up to 52 varieties fresh day and night. Of course, when you make donuts this good, there's a reward. People buy a lot of them.
Good morning, folks.
Turn it on,
Look,
Fred.
Dunkin'
Turn on the party smile.
Your local newspaper.
I've got one more Fred the Donut ad for you, but these are just such a time capsule from the 80s.
Wait, I guess
Time to make the donuts.
Oh, he's happier this time.
Always fresh. I made
He's delirious.
He's dissociating. He's not in his body right now.
Not a few guys like
Duncan took a piece of this man's soul. His soul is gone.
52 varieties. The donuts.
And this is when he's truly going crazy.
Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties fresh day and night. No supermarket can say.
Okay, so their point is that someone is always making fresh donuts, even if that man,
even at the expense of their own personal life,
their personhood, because that man is no longer a man.
He is not amongst us.
He is a husk of himself. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That would never fly today.
It's so like
they're like
work. Like that's all that matters. There's no consideration for the person.
No.
At all.
No. It's like you will get your donuts fresh.
Yeah.
Also, Fred has a wife, or
we only saw her in the first commercial.
You're right. She might have left or died because of Fred's neglect, because he only cares about the donuts because he's been brainwashed by Dunkin' Donuts.
It's a tragic tale.
It truly is. Yeah, wow. You could really do anything in the 80s.
You really could. Leaded gasoline.
Yeah.
The ad campaign became iconic, running for 15 years, cementing Fred's place as one of the most recognizable characters in fast food history.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that eluded me, I guess.
I would have been...
Good for that guy, though. I wonder but also with commercial money like that, That man, like ironically, would have been doing really well. Like the man playing the disgruntled, overworked.
If
Dunkin'
the rates were
employee.
comparable to what I don't know what they were paying in the 80s for commercials. Were they?
More,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I guess you're like guaranteeing to be seen in way more households.
Way more households. There were fewer ad spots in general, but fewer bigger networks. Yeah. No, he would have been cooking.
Now, you want to know the biggest tragedy of all of this? While Dunkin' Donuts used to bake their donuts fresh on site, the chain switched to centralized bakeries in the 2000s. Now donuts are delivered daily from factories to stores, ensuring consistency but losing that fresh baked charm. And at that time, they got rid of Fred the Baker because essentially his whole gimmick would have been untrue.
Wow. Even though it kind of already was untrue.
Yeah.
But geez, okay.
Yeah. And he did like request like a farewell commercial to him. I couldn't find it, but I did see that like
my
I guess they
gosh.
like made one that was
This like meant something to this person.
Yeah.
Do you know the actor's name?
I don't.
Oh, okay. That would have been. I wonder where he's from.
I
wonder what his origin story
I will
is.
say this. It's very Googleable. His name did come up in my research. I just didn't write it down.
It wasn't.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was a husk. He's a husk of a man, and he doesn't matter. Over and over.
In 2019, Dunkin' dropped the donuts from its name, simplifying it to just
2019.
Dunkin'. Yeah, so just 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Mm-hmm. The move was part of an effort to shift focus to coffee and breakfast items, reflecting the growing popularity of beverages over donuts.
We experienced that, actually. You and I did.
Yeah, and I feel like, oh, you mean in terms of like getting things other than donuts?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, which I guess didn't surprise me, but I didn't know about it. So I was like, oh, I guess I shouldn't be taken aback by the fact that they have some of these things.
I'm just trying to think, like, in my life, like, do I go? I guess I would go. Literally today, a friend was like, hey, I'm going to Dunkin'. When you pick me up, do you want me to get you coffee?
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't say get me donuts, which no, I don't want a donut. But yes, I do want a coffee.
Yeah.
And if it's a Dunkin' coffee, fine. Like
it's
so I guess it worked.
It's become the affiliation, and I don't get it. Like they had donuts as part of their name for so long that to treat them as coffee first is just weird to me.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
I don't hate it. I mean,
don't care.
Well, they've had the K cups or it just bagged ground coffee. Like they've had those bags for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And
like in store and stuff.
Yeah, like you're able to buy the Dunkin' coffee. That I have done. I have bought ground and K cup coffee.
Can I tell you, I've been doing so much Dunkin' research that
You've turned into a donut?
I've turned into I am a husk of a man as well.
Okay.
I saw a targeted ad on Instagram to me. Native deodorant X Dunkin' Donuts.
What the heck? Wait, so they're collabing?
Yes, a deodorant, an aluminum-free deodorant, chocolate donut scented, I guess.
Ew.
Yeah. Anyway, so I got a whole box.
Did you get any?
No, I saw this 40 minutes before you arrived today.
Smell like a chocolate donut.
I don't know. And like from your like armpits and stuff, like
God, I would love to see the demographic of people who buy that and who are like responding to that collaboration.
My previous episode was on Papa John's, and for Valentine's Day, they released a Papa John's garlic sauce bath bomb.
No.
Because people on Twitter were like calculating how many garlic cups would you need? How much would it cost to fill a tub and bathe in their garlic sauce? And they got in on that action. We're like, guys, we're releasing a bath bomb.
That's funny.
It is funny.
That's gimmicky and quirky. This other thing is weird, but I love a good stunt collab. You know, I love me some weird capitalism.
Yeah.
I have a thing about bath bombs though.
Oh.
Which is that you should never get the citrus ones, lemon or orange, because it turns your bath yellow or orange and it looks like urine. And I had it happen
and
to me.
And it reflects on you.
It's hard to bathe in that color.
Yeah.
It's hard to relax. To me, it's hard to relax.
Sure. That makes sense. Yeah. Psychologically, I wouldn't want to be in
about brown like doesn't do that because it is almost like mud or, it's earthy. But the yellow and the orange, depending on what it is.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's hard to look down and be like, I'm bathing in yellow.
I'm not
the association.
I'm not a big bath bomb guy, although my new apartment will have a bath with like jacuzzi jets.
Oh, you should become a bath bomb guy.
I
or
will.
once, everyone should try it once.
I've done one before.
You have one?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
On like vacation when it was like a big, nice tub. And I was I'm going to get a bath bomb for this.
I became a bath person after a breakup. And
Oh.
it stuck around. After a breakup, you're like not the same person.
Yeah, yeah.
But the baths stuck around.
Yeah.
So I don't need a bath bomb, but I'm an Epsom salt girl. And
Sure.
I do like Epsom salts that smell like lavender. So now you know.
Or chocolate donut.
No, that's so weird. If a man came up and I was like, oh, you smell like chocolate, or I guess a woman too, it'd be so off-putting.
There was an Axe body spray chocolate a long time ago that I got because I was in middle school and I was like, this will be good. And it wasn't.
I bet it wasn't. Yeah, can't imagine it was.
Dunkin's Coffee is a cultural icon with many loyal fans claiming it's their morning fuel. Dunkin Coffee is consistently marketed as a more affordable alternative to rivals like Starbucks, and it's a key driver of the brand's success.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. My favorite thing is up next. Dunkin made its way into pop culture in an unlikely place, Al Pacino's bizarre Jack and Jill commercial, where he raps about Dunkin's Dunkaccino. The scene, though a little out there, became so famous that it turned into a meme, showing how Dunkin has embedded itself into American life, even in the most ridiculous ways.
What? Wait.
Jack and Jill, the Adam Sandler movie, where he played himself and like his like very broadly played by Adam Sandler, like twin sister.
Okay, I did not see that movie, but Al Pacino
was in it, and he did a Dunkin spot for it. This one we can talk about after, just because I can't play this one in the episode. Editor's note, so I can still leave the song in. I'm just going to perform it, but we'll be reacting to the original one. Enjoy. Something's brewing at D&D.
Wow! Al Pacino!
It's not Al anymore. It's Dunk.
Dunkaccino?
Don't mind if I do. What's my name?
Dunkaccino!
It's a whole new game.
Dunkaccino!
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend. Attica, hoo-ah, latte light. This whole trial is out of sight. They put me back in with hazelnut too. Caramel swirl, I know it was you. Everyone wants my Dunkaccino. Can't get enough of my Dunkaccino. Kids from 7 to 17 lining up for my Dunkaccino. What's my name?
Dunkaccino!
Dunkaccino! Okay, that's it for Al Pacino. But will I keep this going? Bet the whole casino. The Jack and Jill bit, that's finito. But I've got more time on this minute beato. Apply that work ethic cause I'm part Latino. And keep spitting fire, jalapeno. Little something extra for you. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The great Al Pacino.
That is amazing. It's like, I mean, I do musical improv
Yeah.
now, and that was a perfect musical improv song.
Here's the thing. For as stupid as the movie is, I love that.
I love that they got him to do that.
Yes.
It is embarrassing.
I just love the rhyme of 7 to 17.
There were so many stupid rhymes in there that were bad too.
Yeah.
Dunka. Like, and then you just go like, yeah, I guess why not?
Yeah. It's the Miss New Booty of Dunkin Donuts.
If you're for the creamy goodness, I'm your friend. Check out my chocolate blend.
Yeah.
Like the scansion is all over the place.
This is like my level of what I can do in musical improv.
Say, musical improv. Yeah. But this was written.
That's true. Yes.
So you have agency over what you're, that's so
you
funny.
can revise it.
Yeah. So but the writers obviously did a good job to make this the worst thing in the world.
Right.
It was, and the ones and twos, wicka.
Yeah. And I liked his dance moves. He had some moves with his feet I was like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah. It was compelling and also hard to watch at the same time.
That's how I'm described almost on a daily basis. All right. Dunkin adapts to local tastes depending on which country it's in, with unique menu items like dried pork and seaweed donuts in China or Nutella donuts in Spain. One of those sounds much better to me than the other one. Seaweed and pork in China, and then Nutella donut. I mean,
Yeah.
give me a Nutella donut for sure.
Yeah.
Seaweed and pork.
I don't think they understood the assignment
Yeah.
of what a donut is. You don't have, although, devil's advocate, here I go. I had in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, I had meat, candied pork, candied ribs that literally made me cry because they were so good.
Yeah.
So I took a bite, and my sister, who was with me on the trip, was like, oh no, Amy, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I like literally tears came to my eyes because it was so delicious. So you could make a sugar sweet candied pork.
Sure. There's a barbecue place in Austin that's one of my new go-to barbecue places.
What is it?
Interstellar Barbecue. They just got a Michelin star.
Oh my gosh.
And they have peach tea glazed pork belly.
Oh, give
bites.
me.
It's so good. And it's like the sweet plus the savory. It works so well together.
Yeah, that's good. So do you know if the donuts are sweet though? Do you know if these, or are they savory
the Chinese
donuts?
one, the
Chinese
seaweed and pork one? I don't know, because like it almost evokes like the bao.
Yeah.
Or the pork buns, and those are good. The thing that makes me feel weird about it more than anything is just that it's Dunkin branded, because to me that doesn't come with an expectation of a certain like high quality.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's like Panda Express. The quality of their chicken is not very high.
Yeah,
it may taste good, but like you're getting fresher chicken if you go somewhere like a Zanku or something like that.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Well, I mean, God, I would love to try that and see what that's about. But I would think it's savory and not sweet.
Yeah,
that's what my bet would
I'd
be
imagine.
on. Yeah.
And that will do it for this week's Eat Deets. Amy, I hope you were listening to all of that and got some good advice on how to become a major player in the world of casual dining, because the next few minutes are all about you and your vision for a themed chain restaurant of your very own. Oh God, now I'm intimidated to sing in front of you. I need to think of like a style I want to emulate.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to do this in the style of ABBA. This
my
is
God.
the restaurant of your dreams.
Here we go. It's coming apart at the seams. Is that right?
That's
Did
great.
I do it right?
Doesn't have to be about donuts or sweets. This is the restaurant of your dreams. There we go. Amy, tell me all about a restaurant concept that you see missing in the world that only you could turn into a reality. It must be practical, delicious, memorable. 3, 2, 1. The floor is yours.
Okay, I took notes. So let's see. I will say I have this, and then I have like one that I just thought of. Both of these are things that I have thought of across the years. Okay. So the first one is Cloud House. That one, I have had an idea for that since I was a baby, basically.
It's just called Cloud House.
It's called Cloud House. It's like a boutique cafe. What you're getting with Cloud House is basically a Jack and the Beanstalk vibe. So it's as if this, like, the interior has been transported and you've just made it your Jack and the Beanstalk, and you're up in
You've ascended the beanstalk.
You've ascended the beanstalk, and it's missing your home, and so you're building like a little cafe there.
Yeah.
But there's also castles in the distance and like 3D kind of like Pixar-y type things on the walls and creatures and stuff flying.
Yeah.
I like hanging objects too.
Is this like LED screens kind of creating that?
Absolutely not. Are you fucking kidding me? No, it's practical. Everything's practical effects. Might get some puppets in there too.
Okay.
Yeah. No LED screens. No, it's way more like Disneyland, like constructed.
Okay.
Yeah. But the vibe is whimsy, fantasy, but also bucolic. So like Tudor style or German, like the Fastwerk house, like that kind of situation. There's just castles in the clouds and stuff like that.
What are we serving at Cloud House?
Okay, I have that too. I literally, the Fachwerk house is the shepherd's pie, and that is just like the Tudor style, but the German version of the beams across the stucco, and magic beans, coffee,
of course,
coffee. Yeah. The Hansel and Gretel. You have different kinds of gingerbread. Oh, and then because I was like, am I doing just German stuff? Did you know the Barbara's Rhubarb Bar, that wrap that happened last year?
I may have heard it. Yes.
Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that entire rap. Memorized. I could do it right now. It's a minute and a half. We don't have time. But I could do it. It's like in my bones because I memorized it because I needed those sounds to come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Because I love words. But anyway, of course, so rhubarb pie. It's a song about a rhubarb pie.
Yes.
Okay. So rhubarb pie, Barbara's rhabarbar. And then the 1,000-year sleep would be like bread pudding, a prince's lure, because you got to lure some princes, waffle maybe, and then golden eggs. You got your farmer's breakfast.
I would say this, of all the places that have been pitched to me in this segment on the show, this one I think has the most realistic chance of like, this would be a solid place.
Well, that's the thing is like, I knew what you were asking for, and it's not, I like chose to not go too comedic because I'm like, unfortunately, this has been in my head and heart
perfect
since I was a kid. So unfortunately, that is what you get. Obviously, Barbara's Rhubarb Bar wasn't like part of my life until a year ago.
You knew it, 5 years old.
But it all gets filtered into this fantasy bucolic cottage style.
I genuinely dig it. And by the way,
thank you.
I'm happy to hear that it's practical. I was just trying to get a vision, so I was trying to calibrate.
No, but I know some of the guests that you've had on, and I can imagine how silly Billy they went. And like, and no, I went with like, actually, this could work.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay, the other one was, this is just a one concept thing. It's a bar. It's kind of pirate themed.
Okay.
And it's called Hooks. And there's just hooks everywhere for your purse, for your fucking coat. There's just hooks. You need a hook? There's plenty. There's like 5 more. There's 5 more for one person than any one person needs.
Okay.
Because it's like solo effort. Just put hooks.
Yeah.
There.
Are these like sharp, you could get hurt on them hooks, like pirate hooks?
No,
or are they just...
no, they again, it's practicality.
Okay.
I love when a bar has hooks under the tables, under the bar.
Sure.
On the freaking beams or, the pillars, and people can, what will get used?
A hook is a beautiful thing. It is so underappreciated, the practicality
because you
of a
only
hook.
have so much surface area. Surface.
Yes.
Surface is finite. Hooks, as long as you got a wall and or an underside, you could have hooks can go anywhere,
and you can stack them at different heights.
Thank you, and it solves all the problems that you would have with coats and scarves and jackets, and we don't have that in LA so much, which is where I've lived for 20 years, so it's not a big deal. But like the amount of problems that a hook solves, in my apartment too, hooks on furniture,
right?
Where are you gonna put that? Oh, just hang it.
Yeah,
come on.
I have a coat rack around the corner, and it has been like such an MVP of my life.
Yes.
Just being able to quickly put my stuff, take it off, whatever I need. It's right there.
And that's what a bar needs.
I'm into hooks.
Okay, it's called Hooks.
And I like that. And I love that it's like, I don't care about what they serve. They can serve whatever food or anything. It's just they've got hooks for you.
It's convenient. Like what the selling point is just ultimate convenience.
Yeah.
And a lot of it. A lot of convenience.
I love it.
Yeah.
Amy, thanks for going over all of that with me. I now have a better insight into what you dream about. One last time, if you can harmonize this with me. This is the restaurant of your dreams.
I did an octave.
Ooh.
And also my voice is like so tanked from last night.
It resonated at the frequency it needed to for me to know that was hit well.
Okay.
All right, let's bring things back down to reality and see what other people think of the Dunkin' Donuts that we went to in this week's Yelp from Strangers.
We need a little Yelp, a little Yelp from strangers. A 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4 or 5. So get a little Yelp, a little Yelp from strangers. A little Yelp. Give us those complaints while you literally whine and die. Yelp!
All right, this is Yelp from Strangers, our segment where we turn to Yelp and read out our favorite 1,
2,
3,
4,
and 5-star Yelp. I might keep that whole gap in there.
Oh my God, I got so lost.
All good.
I want to play with you.
All good.
I just didn't know what was going on.
5-star Yelp reviews of the very Dunkin' that we went to. Do you mind if I start us off with the first review?
No, I'm going to be mad if you start us off.
4-star review.
This is a 4-star review from Jess C. from Los Angeles, California, June 15th, 2016.
I love it.
They still haven't figured out how to optimize the line formation. Maybe it's a failure of the interior design and it'll never be fixed. When it's busy, it's unbearable. When it's on the quiet side, it's great. There's plenty of room to hang out and get some quick work done. Parking is hit and miss, and big SUVs are dicks about taking up 2 spaces, but that's independent of Dunkin'.
The end?
The end.
The line formation.
Yep.
How you just stand in line to order. My God.
Yep.
You know, the great news is that what we're learning is you really can complain about anything.
Right.
You can be upset about anything.
You can.
And you can blame it. And there's an outlet for you, and it's Yelp. It's Yelp.com, my friends.
Can I tell you my...
And still give it 4 stars.
Yeah.
Hated every aspect of this. Kind of Dunkin's fault, not really Dunkin's fault. People are stupid. 4 stars.
Yeah. My favorite review I've ever had was in my January Patreon episode. I covered a place in Austin called Dan's Hamburgers. It's my favorite hamburger in the world. And there was a guy trashing them on a 1-star review who is like, I called in my order and I left my gamer tag Dark Clouds and they put it under John and they refused to call me Dark Clouds when I went in. And like he went on, I'm not doing it justice, but he went on this tirade of like, people call me Dark Clouds. I'm cool to be Dark Clouds. And
Yes.
it was like really, and it was like DARKKLOUDZ.
Oh, yeah.
And this was like 2011 or something that he left this review. So it was like, there was no sense of irony to it or anything like that.
Whoa.
I just love the thing.
Witness me, I will be witnessed.
And it's like, this has nothing to do with the restaurant.
Yeah. No.
Nothing.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Good for him.
3-star review.
All right, this is Pinky L in Glendale, California, or she's from Glendale. And we don't know the gender. I said she, though. All right. 3 stars. Dunkin' Donuts are my favorites. I went to this store at Glendale Boulevard to get a dozen of donuts. As I was about to enter the store, I bumped hard in the glass wall thinking that it was the pass. Okay. Oh, we're about to get a lawsuit. Okay.
I love this review.
Okay.
And I picked it because I thought you would love it
Yes,
too.
I already love it. So this is like not even a review. This is like I can't look where I'm going.
I'm clumsy.
Yeah. Okay. As I was about to enter the store, I bumped hard in the glass wall thinking that it was the passageway. Parentheses, the glass was so clean and clear. Oh my God, I actually have a story about this.
Oh,
that
yeah?
is like, oh my God, this is wild. Okay, I'll tell you afterwards. Nothing happened to the glass. Whew. But I got hurt big time. My forehead and my knees. To encounter, okay, my forehead and my knees are still hurting
For
as I'm
both of them to
composing this
hit at the
message.
same time.
And the amount of physics that your body would have to be able to do, or the amount that you like do not immediately react, right?
Yeah.
So you hit your forehead, probably. I'm guessing, and then you just keep going. That's how your knees hit. You're just like you don't go, oh no, back up. You just go bonk.
That's a bonk bonk right there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a double bonk.
All right. The girl staff of Dunkin' Donuts, parentheses, I asked for her name from the other staff, but I won't mention her name. I guess she just wanted it. I'll keep it secret in my box. Okay. She kept on laughing. At first, it was okay with me, but she won't stop laughing. Okay. The change in tense is jarring. Even if I asked her to stop because it wasn't funny, I asked her several times to stop laughing. It really wasn't funny since I got her and I am a customer, but she continued to laugh. Okay. We are now, this laughing saga has been 4 of the 16 lines. She continued to laugh. Parentheses. This time it was really annoying. Okay. Close parentheses. And went inside the kitchen and looking through the small glass window at me and still laughing teasingly. We are changing tenses within sentence. Within the sentence, we have now done 3 verb tenses in one sentence.
This happened in the past. This is still happening.
It's still happening.
Somewhere
it does
in the future,
happen.
this
Yes.
employee is still.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope Dunkin' Donuts management should another tense, should retrain this person to be more sensitive and to know how to behave properly. On the other hand, and in full swing. The other hand, the cashier was so nice and even offering water to me. He for sure knows good for sure knows good customer service. He told me that he will talk to that girl. I'm giving 4 stars since I love Dunkin' Donuts, but this girl needs to be retrained. Okay, but and then
Still get a decent review.
Yeah, Exhibit A says that it's 3 stars. So no, she didn't. She says, I'm giving it 4 stars since I still love Dunkin' Donuts, but Exhibit A shows that she gave it 3 stars.
This was a 3-star review.
But I do like the fairness that she had a really shitty experience with a staff member.
A good experience with another one.
And so that's a 3. That's not a 1. That's a 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do love a reason. Like, I think the 3-star reviews I trust the most because, like, you weighted it. You weighed your options to get there.
Yeah. You
didn't arrive at 3 stars willy-nilly.
Yeah. I love this very much. It has nothing to do with anything. It has nothing. This does not belong.
The food wasn't good. It's not, it's just, I hit a thing and got laughed at, which, by the way, I have a friend who, like, she loves slapstick. Like, if you see someone hit them, she will. I picture her when I picture this story.
This person is just that's human nature.
Yeah.
This person didn't do anything wrong laughing.
It's kind of funny.
This woman or Pinky L needs to be able to laugh at herself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what but 3 stars, that's fine. And also go live your life. So I ran through in Malaysia when I was in school. So here's something I know about glass. Glass, you can make them stronger using potassium when you cook the glass for windows. They didn't use potassium in Malaysia in their glass. So yes, I did. I ran through it. I was trying to, because they had sliding glass doors.
Was this also like it's so clean you just didn't know it was there kind of thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. We were doing like crafts or something. I was showing a friend something we had made outside. So I just blasted through it. Made the mistake though. When I blasted through it, unlike bonk bonk here, head and knees, I noticed that's weird. Then I back up. Well, the way that glass shards fall, it held in suspension for a little while and then fell. And so I have this scar.
Oh, no.
Still from that. But not only that, this scar too. And one equally right here.
So
which
you got like sliced up.
Huge shards fell on me.
Oh, wow.
I remember looking down and seeing the white of my bone in my arms. And I was 5, 6.
Wow.
But I remember it. And your innards, like on your arms, like the
tendons
from the skin all the way to the bone, looks meaty and weird. And I remember what it looks like. I mean, it looks like flesh. Yeah, it looks. But horrible.
I've never sliced myself in that way. I've like scraped and like,
Yeah. Well, anyway, Pinky and I have, and to be fair, if someone had laughed at that, that wouldn't feel very good. But everyone was freaking out.
There's a threshold of harmlessness versus the bone is showing.
Yeah.
There's a spectrum,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Did you enjoy those 2 Yelp reviews? You can get 3 more over at my Patreon. That's patreon.com/fine dining podcast. And for just $5 a month, you can get the extended Yelp from Strangers segment, as well as an exclusive restaurant that I cover each and every month, dropping on the last day of the month. In January, I covered Dan's Hamburgers, which is literally my favorite burger in the world. It's this little diner in Austin, Texas, and you get to hear me gush about it. February, I covered Jersey Mike's, a sandwich place that I didn't have a lot of respect for going in, and they have made me respect them. I actually think Jersey Mike's is very good now. And for March, I covered Blaze Pizza, which, if you've never had, is one of those assembly line style pizza places with a wood-fired oven in back, and it's actually very good. So you can find all of that at my Patreon and more. Hope to see you there. Thank you. And that's part 1. Tune in next week for something a little different from what I normally do. We will still be reviewing and scoring Dunkin' so we can add it to the tchotchke of mediocrity. But Amy, you are deeply entrenched in the world of Dungeons and Dragons and TTRPGs in general. I've been playing in the same campaign as a player every week for over 8 years now.
Oh my gosh.
And I've put a little something together so we can experience Dunkin' through the shared lens of this game that's been so important to both of our lives. Next week, I will be your dungeon master for an actual play D&D podcast episode themed around this meal we shared.
I'm so excited.
And I will be calling it Dunkin' and Donuts. Naturally. It's right there.
It's right there.
I'm so excited for next week's episode. I hope you are too. And in the meantime, Amy, where can people get more of you online?
Yes, you can find me at Vorpahl Sword. I'm on, that's mostly on Instagram, but on all the places. And there you can also join my Discord. And yeah, I hang out there all the time.
Amazing. And speaking of which, you can join my Discord. The link for that is in the description of this episode. You can find me on social media at Fine Dining Podcast on Instagram, TikTok. I am on Blue Sky. I don't use it enough, but if you follow me there, I will interact with you. And like, I want to use it more. That's my goal. I want to use Blue Sky
I think
more.
everyone has a Blue Sky account and also wants to use it more. But,
it's just like, who has the energy?
Yeah.
Who's got the time? But I have it and I want it to. So, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, join us next week for a very special Dunkin' and Donuts. In the meantime,
have a fine day.
Waiting on a table, the step is done and we had some fun. Now we're waiting on a table, join us next time, we're stuck in line. Waiting on a table, we're so hungry, tummy's grumbling. Waiting on a table, we gotta continue our search for mediocrity.
Have a fine day.